Hello? Testing, testing. Okay, so far it looks like we are good. Alrighty, welcome to the second Tangle Tower stream. This is just gonna be a chill little stream, almost ASMR-esque. Basically, I'm just doing this kind of late night just to play games and just to stream whatever. So unless you've seen the first Tangle Tower or have seen it up to this point, you might be a little lost. Don't worry, I can answer any questions. If you haven't played this game, though, I highly recommend it as it's a lot of fun.
Is that a clock?
If it is, it's a clock with 4 faces.
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
So what does it do?
Alrighty. I played this game so many times, I'm trying to remember what this particular puzzle is. Also, sorry, I'm testing out like new banners and stuff like that, so sorry if these things get in the way. Alrighty. So far my day's been pretty alright. I had to rush into work because they asked me to take over a shift, like right as I got up, and it was just a... Okay, so I think it involves... There's not, that's right. I have to rotate from a specific position. So I think like each of them are supposed to represent numbers in some way. Let me see if I can get ahead.
Nope.
So moving any of the hands turns the adjacent hands in the opposite direction.
Right.
It's like cogs on a machine.
Right. Okay, so this one says 12, so I assume it's meant to be up here. And this one's either a 9 or a 6, so it's meant to be either here, somewhere else. Yeah, last time I streamed Tangle Towers because I was like really stressed out, because like streaming is a lot of work as it turns out. So it just took a lot of it out of me and I just needed an outlet. So let me know if the audio's a little bad or anything. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing. It's been a while since I played this game. I used to get these puzzles like almost outright.
I guess that's wrong.
Did you work out what direction each hand needs to be facing? Each one ends with a little hoop. Try looking through the hoop and ignoring the rest.
Right. Oh wait, that's 3, I see it now. Okay, yeah, I get it now. 3, 12, either 6 or 9. And... okay, that's also meant to be either 6 or 9. Okay. So, let's see, that's supposed to be right there. Okay, these two are correct. It's just these other two right here. They need to be adjusted. Again, depending on if it's like either 6 or 9 for each of them. So let's see. Let's see, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 12, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this one may need to be somewhere like right here. Yeah, so supposed to be right here, that one's supposed to be at the very top, and that one's supposed to be right there. Okay, I got it now. Ugh, my mind. You think I would have gotten it like almost immediately, but my mind today has just been not working. Yeah, I've been thinking about like all kinds of things. Like how my Twitter feed has been blowing up with all this Ace Attorney stuff. They released new official art, and anytime that happens, the Ace Attorney fandom just goes crazy. It's hilarious. The art was pretty good though. I really liked it. It was like the cast is like princes and princesses. People always go insane for it. This might actually be it though, depending on what position. So let's see if this one's it. It'll answer the question of whether it's 9 or 6 or
Nothing.
Okay, yeah.
It's just numbers on a clock. 3 on the right, 6 on the bottom, 9 on the left, and 12 on the top.
Well, thanks for telling me that. All right, well, I got it now.
You only need 90-degree angles. That should make it easier to work out.
Thanks. I'll eventually get this. Luckily, like a lot of these puzzles, you can almost just kind of brute force your way through. You don't need quite a lot of skill, which I kind of like, since I am like normally really bad at puzzles. When it comes to the Professor Layton games, I love the Professor Layton games. They have like such a charm to them, but I can never get through one. Not legitimately. I have to get a walkthrough, which many would argue ruins the experience, but it's either that or else I get stuck in a puzzle for like forever. So she said we only need 90-degree angles, so let's just kind of take this a little slow. There, it's just this one. This one's not in the correct position, which is going to be very, very tricky. Because this one moves 3. And it's like, it's so close. Yeah, I'm also doing a stream tomorrow at 1. I'm gonna do some more of the Ace Attorney games, and hopefully those will go alright. I'm always worried about like lag or something. But, oh well, that's what happens when you try to become a Twitch streamer. You get all kinds of problems. I'm eventually gonna get this, don't worry. Yeah, it takes quite a while. Meanwhile, people are probably like screaming at me because it's like, oh, it's so easy, come on. Why are you having problems with this? Am I trying not very good at puzzles? Oh, this isn't gonna work out. Yeah, also tomorrow I had to pick up a shift at work. I would prefer to stream on all my days off, but that might be possible. Granted, like when I work is like so far away that I can still stream and it'll be okay. It's just a preference. I get anxiety before work. like bad anxiety, and sometimes I just feel all antsy. But maybe streaming will be good for me that day, you know? Maybe it'll help take my mind off of things. I hope so, anyway. Also, I forgot to close my window, so sorry if you hear any noises coming from outside. I live in a very populated area. So close, so close. It's always just one. It always marks me. I may be going to the... It's not specifically needed. Am I going to the number? Also, I got 2 years, which is nice. It's always nice to get 2 years. At least. I'm not too big right now, which can be a bit of a blessing. Unless I'm just kind of doing these Tangle Towers as kind of my own personal little things. Okay, you're seriously not working with me. Remember, put them right here. These. Okay, close. Close. These 2 are good. Oh, and then maybe all I need to do is just move this one. And, oh, use... I almost said... Oh, it's my stream. I can say bad words if I want. You slut. There it is. I said it. My stream. And I get to decide the bad words. I should put a mature rating content on this. You can only watch my streams if you're mature, like me. Getting close. Getting very close. I feel it. That's right. Is that north? Okay, so 90 degrees angles only. Take it slow. Take it slow. Actually, I need you right here, don't I? I need you right here. I need you right there. Let's do this. Oh, it's so close. Also, after a while, Tangle just tells you if you, like, get it wrong on the times. Like, take pity on you. Ooh, okay. I think I got this. Oh, you're meant to go the other way. Ah, every time I think I got it, I don't got it. Which just sucks. Must also not be very interesting to you guys. This really is confusing. Oh no, it's not. It's not. Woo! Okay.
No, that was it.
Oh, thank God.
Nice work.
Heck yeah.
What's in the box?
A little tool thing? Looks like a telescope. But I'm not actually sure what it is.
Okay, sweet. A small lens. A small brass tool with a curved glass lens. It has a screw at the base. Okay. Sorry if that wasn't very entertaining to you. Also, like my banner covers the quiz. unfortunately. Or like, what you're supposed to do. I'm sorry. Like every other game, like the banner's fine, but I just don't have to pick this game.
More of that weird lake water.
Really makes me wonder how this structure is supported. Yeah, are we on an island or what?
Beats me.
I mean, you did take a boat here, so you would assume that you are on land? Maybe it's an artificial island. I mean, whoever built this tower clearly either had money or a lot of creativity, so who knows? It'd be cool if it was artificial. Let's see this works. Once I play it back, I'm gonna be like, let's do it. So the first time I played this game, I played it with my sister and my friend. They watched me play it because they knew how much this series meant to me, which is an interesting story about how I found this game. But when we played it, we got to this place and we were like, oh, look at all this. Like, we were kind of examining around. And then we noticed this guy. And he's just in the shadows. And when my sister finally saw him, she like let out an ear-piercing scream. It was so funny. Like, yeah, this is like very creepy. But once you notice him, like the creepiness fades. Plus, he's not a bad guy.
Sally, don't move. We're being watched.
Yeah, I see him. He's a little too big to hide in the bushes. Is anyone going to say anything? Or shall we just stand around staring at each other?
Right, sorry.
Sorry.
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who are you?
Fitzfellow, the gardener.
Mm-hmm. And why are you so tall?
I don't know.
Why are any of us the height that we are? I mean, I'm 5'4". And the thing is, I'm an average height for a female, but everyone still calls me small, if only because my sister is like 5'10" or something like that. And she's my little sister. It's not fair. Then again, I drank coffee when I was younger, and people are saying that had an effect. I don't know. Like, does coffee actually stunt your growth? Is that why I'm like this? Or is it just bad luck? I don't know. My mom's 5'8". So I have no idea. Like, my dad's also not exactly that short. Then again, my mom was pretty short. Whatever.
You work here as the gardener.
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
What's the deal with the plants? They're all kinda weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of what? Poison?
It's not poisonous. Not to you.
What's this got to do with the plants?
The water controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Could you say that again, but like, condense it as if you were talking to a slightly stupid person?
Like you?
Our lake water causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA. Sometimes.
Alteration? Like mutation?
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just nature.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
No. I'm just the gardener.
You kind of get the feeling he's a little bit of an outsider, even amongst the family. Which is a little bit sad because he is a part of the family.
I was in my greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
No, not much. Just kind of stayed out in the garden, greenhouse, I think. I'm one of those types that would love to like garden and have a greenhouse simply because of the atmosphere and how cool it would be. But at the same time, I also don't like taking care of plants seems like a lot of work. I actually have fake vines in my room. Fake because watering every day would be like a hassle. I don't like extra responsibility. I just like to take things chill.
I was up in the rooftop garden. It was quiet. And then it wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human. We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
We?
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room was locked. That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
You kicked the door down?
I did. Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back. Flora was there too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I thought that was odd. You don't normally see the two of them together. Felix took charge. There was nothing else I could do to help. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything. I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at me. I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
Okay. Where everybody was is very important to figuring out what's odd. Like what's different, you know? So let's get his opinion on family members.
I like Flora. I hope she's all right.
Do you think she had anything to do with the murder?
There's no way. She wouldn't willingly cause any additional suffering for anyone.
The thing was, she should be the most likely suspect because she was in the room with Freya and she's not saying anything, which would be very suspicious. But you get this feeling that she didn't actually do anything, or at least didn't have any direct involvement in Freya's death. This isn't like, I hope like I'm not spoiling anything, but it's just a feeling that you kind of get from her. In any normal murder mystery, she'd be like number one suspect, but you don't really get that feeling. You get the feeling that there's something more going on.
Felix is a contradiction. His loyalties are placed firmly within the realm of materialism, money, property. But his ego relies on an entirely fraudulent self-image, don't you think?
I was just about to say the same thing.
Sure you were.
Fifi doesn't like me.
What did you do?
I'm not sure. If you find out, maybe you can let me know.
Oh.
She questioned me.
About what?
My work, the plants, bit of everything.
Did she search the greenhouse?
No, she didn't.
You sure? Maybe she did it when you weren't in there.
No, she hasn't touched it.
How can you tell?
Trust me, I can tell.
It's been in the greenhouse for so long that he'd probably notice if you slightly shifted a pot is what I'm getting at.
She was always kind to me. She'd come into the greenhouse when I was working, sometimes by herself, sometimes with Poppy. I think they were just bored at first. Eventually, they started asking questions.
About what?
Poppy wanted to learn about flowers. Freya, she used to ask me about the insects.
Insects?
One of my jobs is to protect plants from things that might eat them. Freya brought me this little glass box, leaves and twigs inside. She'd say, put all the troublemakers in there. Every day I'd put a handful of beetles and other things in the box. Then she'd come along and take it away. I didn't really understand her, but she was always kind.
Have you met this guy, Fitz? Shifty eyes, doesn't say a lot. Totally suspicious, if you ask me.
That's me.
Yeah, it was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, I see. Freya's best work, in my opinion. Although the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
What do you think it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter? What's that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting.
Okay. Again, it's always interesting to get people's opinions of what this painting is. That's why I'm kind of showing it to everyone. And same with this painting.
What do you think that is in Flora's hand?
I don't know. It does look like a knife, but Flora wasn't holding anything at all when I saw her after the murder. But there's something bothering me. Something else.
What?
When we went into Flora's room, she wasn't standing in this position.
Well, she probably would have moved around a little bit by then.
She wasn't standing at all. She was kneeling on the floor.
So why was she kneeling?
It's Fifi and Freya.
Don't you think Poppy should be in the photo too?
Maybe, maybe not. She doesn't really like crowds.
2 people isn't a crowd.
Right, but if she was in the photo, then it'd be 3.
Checkmate.
And 3's a crowd. Painting Freya's face. I don't know if there's anything else that would be of interest to her. If we get stuck, then that's the time when you start just presenting everything to everyone regardless, but until then.
Fitz's room is unlocked. It's up in the fellow tower.
This could be interesting.
We can always come back to the main house and search it. Fitz's room. Alrighty. It's so barren. Like, I've seen this room before, because again, I've played this game several times, but it's like, it's always sad when you enter a space like this. And it just doesn't feel very lived in. I don't know, there's something almost unwanted about this.
Doesn't look soft.
Thanks for that input.
That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but sad. I think it would rather be outside.
Just like everything else in this room. Yeah. That's one of the things about Tangle Tower, though, is escape, or the feeling of trapment or containment. Even when you just look at the tower itself, it's on an island, it's surrounded by these jagged cliffs. And yeah, like, I don't want to delve too deep into, like, spoilers or anything in case anybody hasn't played this game, but I do really like all the themes of being trapped in this location. It's also a great theme for, like, mystery series.
It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, "To Fitz, from PP."
Didn't want to laugh at that.
An empty glass and an empty plate.
Looking at it is making me want to cry.
I feel you.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, why? Because it looks so sad. There's not even, like, a little table to, like, put stuff on. I mean, there's this, but not like a bedside table. Everyone has a bedside table. I have a table. In fact, that's what I'm playing on right now. I have a big table.
Huh. Neither of these lights have an actual light bulb.
Excuse you?
They're just decorative.
Excuse you?
Oh, so decorative.
He doesn't even have lights in his life. Well, he doesn't spend a lot of time in this room. You can obviously tell. Yeesh. I would be depressed in this room, too.
Hello.
Not hidden very well, is it?
Doesn't need to be. It's locked. It's a combination lock. Sort of.
Okay, it's similar to the paintbrushes from the last stream. You basically just have to rearrange these and basically crack the code from these. This one took me a while last time. Let's see if it takes that same amount of time. I apologize if it does. Okay, so these are relatively easy to assemble. If I can get in this road anyway. Which it looks like I am. Okay. So there's that. Oh, of course you have to assemble like multiple times, but... Okay, so we got this symbol right here. So, what are your guys' favorite like mystery novels? I'm a huge Agatha Christie, and ever since I got into reading her work, I always enjoyed a good mystery. It's why I like stuff like Tangle. Okay, the Saloon. Like that because it's smooth at the very bottom. I want to make sure I got that other symbol. It's a good idea to take these one step at a time. Figure out what exactly each symbol is. You also can't rotate these. So that either makes it simpler or more harder for me. How did I assemble this last time? Come on! But yeah, I'm a big Agatha Christie fan. I like the ABC Murders, Murder on the Orient Express, like a lot of the classics. Murder of Roger Ackroyd stands out too. Let's see. Sounds like a Death on the Nile movie coming out soon. I'm wondering how it's gonna go. Okay. I assembled it like this last time. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to remember. Kept doing it. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it looks like this symbol. Or actually maybe it's more this symbol. Right, because it's more direct to the top. Yeah, because these symbols are like similar to each other, so it can be very difficult to determine which ones exactly fit. Might have to go over this several times. Yeah, the only issues with some of the Agatha Christie adaptations is they try to make the subject material. They try to make it very serious, like so serious. And don't get me wrong, Agatha Christie is a serious kind of series, but there's also this kind of, I don't know, there's almost lightheartedness to her books. I don't really know how to describe it, but there was just this very nice way of how she wrote, to the point where it was like, none of it was taken in exactly a joking manner, most of the time anyway. Like, it wasn't disrespectful or anything like that, but at the same time, it wasn't so heavy or melodramatic. I think that's the reason why she got popular to begin with, was because a lot of her work just felt kind of relatable in a sense. Like, if somebody was murdered, that would be kind of how you react. I don't know. yeah, I feel like a lot of adaptations kind of miss the mark on why Agatha Christie got so popular to begin with. Okay, I think it's this one. Got so popular to begin with, and why she's continues to be very popular even nowadays. Okay, let's see what this says. That being said, I still want to see if we can pull off like a big budget theatrical and then the one none. Because if you really want to make Agatha Christie very dramatic, like if you really want to go that dark route with her work, then that's the one that you should go with. Okay, so the top is longer, so it is this one. So now I'm just wondering this one. I wonder if we can guess this. So let's see.
That's done it.
Yes, we guessed it. Okay, we don't have to do the jigsaw. Cool.
Neat. Anything in there?
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on. Huh, that's kind of ominous.
Ooh, I like ominous. Ornate trowel. Almost a towel. Ornate towel. A metal gardening trowel with a decorative pattern. It has a decorative pattern engraved onto it and letters either side of a heart. PPFFPP. Why am I 5? Yeah, that's my little spill about Agatha Christie. She's one of my favorite authors of all time.
It's locked, but it leads outside.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Okay, so this puzzle you actually can't solve yet. That's because you don't have the needed information to know exactly. You have to go to another location in Tangle Tower in order to find out the solution to this puzzle. And they don't tell you right off the bat. So, yeah, we're going to leave this alone.
Let's come back once we know what to do.
Yeah. This and the puzzle in the front with the fountain are the only two puzzles that you kind of need to come back later to. Every other puzzle you can pretty much solve almost right away. Alrighty, so let's actually go back to the greenhouse and inspect there, because we didn't really get a chance to look around. And you need to do that in this game. You need to look around. Why are you staring at you from the shadows? I joke that like this would turn into a horror game very fast if we just moved locations every time we came back to the greenhouse, but was still kind of ominously in the background. Tangle Tower never really delves into straight up horror. It's like mystery. Like, it is mystery. But yeah, this is like the closest you get to horror. It's just seeing it for the first time.
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers.
Eat him.
Bags of soil.
It's so blue. Is that fruit? It's shaped like fruit.
Too shiny to be fruit.
Try biting it.
I think it's glowing a little too.
Safe to eat, do you think?
I'm gonna say no.
Nothing venture, nothing gain. Plus, we might get superpowers from this. Combat
Tools. Used by a gardener. For gardening.
Oh, really?
This one's in a little pot.
Okay, that is definitely not edible.
It looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
Potted fruit. A potted fruit with a hard gemstone-like skin. The soil in the pot is an unusual blue color. So you can make some money off the plants here. A lot of money off the plants.
A little chart of, actually, I have no idea what it's about. Kinda reminds me of a periodic table.
Yeah. What's interesting is you don't necessarily have to know what this means. You'll get an idea of what this means later. But I went to the entire game and I'm like, oh yeah, this, you know? It's not that it's not important or anything. It just, you don't necessarily need to connect those dots like immediately. You can connect them later.
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
It's glass, but I can't see through it.
Total oxymoron.
I am not.
I really like his character. Like, his character's so funny. Hey, Poppy. I like Poppy style. And her
Are you a
music.
ghost?
Sally! That's rude! Unless she is a ghost.
It may come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
what's your name?
My name is Poppy. I'm a pointer. And a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions about Freya.
I know.
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist. And 13 years of dedicated practice.
Nice.
I'm just me. There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
My father is Percival Pointer. The professor spends most of his time hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends. We all turned 19 last year.
Do people ever leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi... Things are more complicated for her.
What about now?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer.
I couldn't blame her. One of her closest friends died in this place. So if it was already so constrained, then yeah. Also, I wonder if this part's too loud because the music is a little... maybe I turn it down a little bit. I hope it's not too quiet. It's a little hard to tell on my end. We'll see. But yeah, the reason why it's so complicated with Fifi is because Fifi is meant to inherit this place. And because there's like so much traditions, because it's been passed down from family to family, it almost comes with the idea that she can't leave. At least that's probably how she feels. So yeah, and you'll learn a little bit more about it. I don't want to spoil it.
3.5 hours of piano practice. Soon as I wake up. Same as always.
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in private.
What did you do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either way, so I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
The what?
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
No. Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about flowers.
So, did you talk to him?
Not really.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that.
Those two have their own language.
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it, but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of metal, but different. Worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying. I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry. I dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The three of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
Yeah. And now to do the routine.
Needless noise from tongues expel, unless within the mouth they dwell. The spoken word, unfit for dealing with the shifting form of feeling. Stand unblinking in the face of taciturn and soundless space.
Oh yeah, that's right. Her descriptions of everyone are poems. Like, she doesn't outright tell you anything. It's just poetry. But that is really, like, actually really like that. Plus, it gives her, like, a bit more personality. Plus, it just makes it fun to show her everyone and see, like, what she comes up with.
Foregone drifter, holding fast. Days as shadow seeker past. Is it bravery or surrender? Accepting that your world will render nothing darker than the gloom. Some four walls make round a room. Between the lips a silver spoon, a story written all too soon. The chosen dwelling of her heart, unjustly chosen to depart. Lost your liberation lays in the center of a maze. With surging tide, the waves are thrown, an entity of all its own. But on its surface you may see, reflected in the waters be, the orchestrator, pale and still, pulling strings, enacting will.
Her description of Bokcha is very interesting.
Hard of head, but free of mind, unimprisoned, unconfined. With starry eyes, she sees beyond, behind our walls, beneath our pond. A soul untied, it's hers, it's free. Was then, is now, will ever be. Softly does the flower grow, all in time, and time is slow. Rest a seed within the earth, but do not rush its gentle birth. Hour by hour, day by day, tune your heart to nature's way. That's me. I'm on a list of murder suspects. Always thought that would be kinda cool, but it's just tedious.
Falls a little short, doesn't it?
Yeah. Fun fact, this is actually sequence footage. If you look up Detective Gormar, the last game is actually Secret of the Swamp, where Sally, Detective Gormar's assistant, made her appearance, but she was a murder suspect. She worked at a, I don't want to call it like a theme park, but she worked at this like tourist trap kind of place.
All right. Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
I wonder what's in there.
So yeah, that was probably what Sally was referring to. It's interesting because they changed up her design quite a bit from Secret of the Swamp. In fact, like this whole game's art style is very different from Secret of the Swamps, which is good. I really like this art style. I also like the art style in Secret of the Swamp. It's just different. You can tell that they're kind of still getting like a feel for this series. I think they might stick with this art style, but you never know. I wouldn't mind if they do switch it up for the other games. I like seeing different interpretations of like same characters and all that.
Oh, thank goodness, there are 7 lit candles.
At least it's not 666.
Wouldn't want it to be dark in here.
To be fair, I also like very low light in my room. Not dark. I'm actually afraid of the dark. It's like a phobia for me. I start to really freak out in the dark. But I do like soft light. Nothing too intrusive, just very soft. I actually have blue light strip in my room that plays a nice soft contrast. Blue's just a very calming color. It's not my favorite color. My favorite color is actually black and red, but blue comes out third simply because of its effect on people. Like me.
That is the bed of a vampire.
Yes, and I want it.
I thought vampires slept in coffins.
This is a vampire who needs firm support for their lower back.
Like me. I need firm support for my lower back. I don't have a gamer chair yet, so my lower back is gonna kill me.
A lamp. It is most definitely turned off.
Does it ever get turned on? Well, I guess maybe when she has to look for stuff.
Anything in the wardrobe?
Dresses mostly. I never realized there are so many shades of black.
Sweet. I usually only wear black myself.
Empty.
I also wear a witch's hat wherever I go. Like, I wear a witch's hat, and I wear dresses with galaxy patterns on it. Oh, and the underside of my witch hat has a galaxy pattern sewn onto it. I got it off Etsy. If anybody's interested, look up Galaxy Witch Felt hats on Etsy, and you can get something like that. But in the chat, what are you doing here? Let's see if I can deal with you right now. Yeah. Can I delete this? Whatever. Deal with it. We do.
It's an octopus.
No, it's not. It has 6 legs, not 8. Don't say it.
Sextopus.
It's funny because it has the word sex in it. Mature rating. Where are you?
There's a name for this kind of piano.
Mini piano.
You know, these ones that stand upright.
I actually don't know.
Sheet music, presumably for piano.
It's only a few notes. I'd barely even call that music.
Yeah, it's been framed though. Must be important for some reason.
I think we can actually get her to play this. I'll show it to her after we finish her poem. There's also something we need to look at here. Sheet music. The sheet music has been framed and is decorated with delicate old-fashioned illustrations. Ready. I think we're supposed to look at this thing right here.
It's a metronome for keeping time.
Here we go.
It's ticking. Is it a bomb?
It's supposed to be ticking. Not sure what those symbols are, though.
Right. We're supposed to, I think, get them all to the top. I think this one's pretty simple, actually. Alright, I picked it up. Okay, come on. Sorry, I get so focused in the game. Especially since I got this pretty simply like those other times. And it's like, I suddenly get on stream and suddenly it's like, I'm not very good at this game, even though I normally am. I just need to find one of these too. Aha! Yes! We've done it.
That's done it.
Yes.
Neat. What happened?
A little hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. It's a photograph. Part of a photograph.
Ah. The missing part. Rip photo. The rip photo shows a young girl with blonde hair and pink clothes. The girl in the photo is using a bright pink cassette player with matching headphones. The rest of the photo shows Fifi and Freya is hidden in Freya's room. So, interesting that ripped piece was hidden in Freya's room. So, what does this tell us?
A big glass door. Leads out into a garden. Somehow.
I would actually love this room, especially the garden like right there. That was so cool.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
Okay, so this. This was the thing that we were missing before. Okay, so memorize that, and then we can go to.
I guess we'll come back later.
We'll go back to Fitz. And let's do this before we forget. We can show pop the sheet.
It's locked, but it leads outside.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Alrighty. So I believe it goes like this. Okay.
It made a noise.
I guess that was right. And the door's still locked.
I still feel like we made some sort of progress.
Okay, so now you still have the moves for arranged, right? Let's see if we can see that again.
We already solved this, didn't we?
Yeah, but the door didn't unlock.
Okay, like that. So 3 right there, and 1 up there. Okay. Now, let's go back to Poppy's room, and hopefully we can remember that.
Gloomy.
But roomy.
There are directions.
A
to
big
go
glass door leads out into a garden. Somehow.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
There we go.
Something happened.
That must be it. Finally, it's open.
Whatever's on the other side better be worth it.
Oh, don't be such a party pooper. At least we got it solved. Alrighty. This is actually a very nice garden. I really like this garden. Like, at least Tangle Tower looks nice, even if it's almost like a prison island sort of situation.
Ah, a little water feature.
It's making me sleepy.
I feel you.
Wonder how it's hooked up. It's a rose bush, growing on a little patch of bluish soil. Now, apart from a couple of loose petals on one side, the whole thing looks very well cared for.
Well, Fitz does come up here pretty often, so yeah, he would take care of his garden pretty well. At least I'd say so.
The roses are bright red, too.
Now, aren't roses normally that color?
Exactly.
Because everything else in the garden is so bizarre. The fact that these roses are so normal is noteworthy.
A little pond.
It looks really, really deep for some reason. See those metal bars around the edges, too?
Oh yeah. What do you suppose they're for?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
Okay.
It's another little statue, doing a really bad job of hiding in the bushes.
He's playing a lute this time.
He's also wearing headphones.
Jazzy.
Well, they're not part of the statue. And they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
A lute statue, a slightly weathered statue of a strange creature holding a lute. A pair of earmuffs have been placed on the head of the statue. Wonder why. I mean, the only two people up here are apparently Poppy and Fritz, so maybe showing that will provide some insight. Okay.
Giant stone frog. Love it.
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snowflakes.
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
4 feathers. The feathers were mostly found resting on the tongue of a large stone frog. Okay. Bum, 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 bum.
Stone pillars. Or what's left of them.
Uh-huh. Bum, 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 bum. I hope this isn't bad, but I'm not even singing
It's
it.
one big dragonfly.
Nothing I recognize now.
Or one very small dragon.
Oh, the last dragon. Yeah, that would be so cute. I wanted to get attached to me. I want a pet dragon. Pet dragon would be awesome. But then again, who doesn't want a pet dragon? Weirdos, that's it.
Oh good, a bridge. I'm glad to know there's a way to get across that tiny, tiny pond.
Not all bridges are about getting across stuff.
It's about the aesthetic, Grimoire. The aesthetic. Not about the practical. Sometimes you just want a bridge because it's just so nice. Plus it's romantic. This would actually be a very romantic place.
Trees. On a roof.
Yeah.
In a garden.
Fancy.
In a garden. On a roof.
Okay, I think we got everything here. If we didn't, I can always come back. Ready? Plus, like, there's some things to show. Poppy and Fritz. So let me show that sheet music to Poppy since that's, at the moment, tickling the fancy, as it were. Let me see. We're also reaching an hour, so I might actually take a little bit of a small break here. So nothing too long. Alrighty. That goes fast when we're streaming and playing games with 2 audience members from the looks of it. Hi, guys.
I see a lot of birds up in the rooftop garden. They seem to really like it up there.
Why's that?
It's quiet.
And hi.
Do you know where those earmuffs came from?
I put them there.
Why?
I found them lying around. I think they belong to Fitz. I put them on the statue so he'd see them. I thought they looked like headphones, like he's in the recording studio with his guitar.
Cute.
No?
If they do belong to Fitz, he hasn't taken them back yet. When did you find them?
This morning.
Where?
I don't know, in a hallway. I can't remember exactly.
So just randomly lying around. Interesting. Oh, I think I was supposed to examine something in this music room. I got distracted by copies. I haven't examined this music room, so yeah, it's good to make my day. Rip photo found in your bedroom. It's so funny how like nobody's punched us for like snooping around their bedrooms or anything like that. I know that's part of our job, but if somebody was snooping around and opening up like a locked chest full of like my personal items, I get a little bit ticked no matter what the situation was. I mean, granted, if it helps them solve the mystery, then I guess, but
I don't know what that is.
Weird, considering we found it hidden in your room.
Well, my room is full of junk. There's probably a bunch of stuff hidden in there. I don't mean like... Please stop talking to me.
striking a nerve now.
This is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable.
Which is so sad. She died.
Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune about it? What's so special about it? Let's ask what's so special about it. I think we can have her play the tune for us, but I think that tune needs to be played at a very specific time. So.
What's so special about it?
I got it from my teacher. It's the first piece I ever learned.
How long have you been playing?
Since the day I turned 6. Family tradition. I was really excited to start learning. As soon as I got out of my first lesson, I told Freya and Fifi all about it. When I arrived at my second lesson the next day, Freya was there too. She hadn't asked permission, just showed up. For 2 whole years, the teacher taught us both.
Was Freya any good?
She would have been even better than me, if she'd stuck with it. But one day, she just stopped coming to lessons.
Why?
That's just it. There was no reason. That's when I realized things were different for her.
Freya is a very interesting young woman. Also, Detective Hawkshaw mentioned how brilliant she was. So she was a brilliant, talented young woman. So to have her just die it really ups the tragedy.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Very simple. Yeah, we're supposed to play that at a certain time, so we'll come back later.
I think everybody sees something different.
Yeah.
Did Freya ever tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about it being from a recurring nightmare.
Sorry, but if it was from a nightmare, why would you paint it and leave it in front of your bed?
Maybe she wanted to take control of it. Giving something a physical form can make it easier to deal with. Well, sometimes.
True. It's like when I was younger, I was scared of certain creepypastas. But the more like you learn about those kind of things, the less scary it becomes. I'm not afraid of creepypastas anymore. In fact, I've gotten a lot better when it comes to horror. I could almost not stand anything horrifying. Like, I just burst into tears when I was younger, but now I'm actually a little bit better. The thing I've pinpointed was it wasn't horror that I disliked, it was gore. I just can't stand, like, gratuitous gore and stuff like that, no matter what context it is. I just, ugh. And a lot of horror does rely on that. In fact, I've seen some definitions where it's like, it's not horror unless it has gore in it, so that pretty much explains it. Also, the reason why I haven't seen, like, Friday the 13th, Halloween, and all that, horror movies or anything. I know about them because I watch YouTube videos. I have a weird relationship with horror. I like the aesthetic, I like the feeling it gives. I like the feeling of when something's off but you can't pinpoint what. Everything seems normal but there's just something wrong. It's like the Coraline movie. I really like that movie. But yeah, it's just the core I'm not a big fan of.
When I first saw it, I thought it looked like Flora was holding a knife with blood on the tip.
You don't think that anymore?
No, it was a stupid thing to say. The room was dark. I was in shock. I'm just an idiot.
But it was blood on the tip. If you hadn't said anything, maybe Fifi wouldn't have checked.
Exactly. It's stupid.
But we would have missed out on an important clue.
Is it a clue? Really? Tell me how it's a clue. Tell me how it helps. Nothing about the knife makes any sense. It's just freaking everyone out. Wish I'd never said anything.
I can definitely see that point of view. I mean, it looked like a painting stabbed her. This is, in essence, an impossible crime scene. So, yeah, of course something like that would freak people out. I would be freaked out. Like, can you imagine that? That would just be so evil.
Is that a gardening trowel?
Yeah, I think it belongs to Fitz.
Really? Huh. Never seen him use it.
Does it have her initials on it? I don't think so. Secret diary. I haven't shown Fifi her secret diary.
Is that Fifi's diary? I'm sure I've seen it in her room before.
That's where we found it.
Have you ever read it? Do you know what's written in there?
Nope. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate me invading her privacy.
I thought you and Fifi were close friends.
Yeah, we are. It's just Fifi's gotten kinda impatient with me recently.
Do you know why?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure she'd tell you if you asked.
Oh, she would. She'd give it to me straight. Probably why I've been avoiding it.
Yeah, I have a friend like that where it's like if you ticked her off or something, like she'd tell you exactly everything if you asked her. It can be intimidating, but at the same time, it's also kind of reassuring to have a friend like that who just gives it to you without any nonsense. I really love her. She's a sweetheart.
Now, whatever it is, it's playing a little trumpet.
Well, it is the music room.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
Horn statue. A shiny statue of a strange creature holding a large horn. There's a noticeable crack running along the length of the statue's horn. There's cracks in all these statues around. Is it because they're just old? Inside the horn and on the ground floor are various shards of cracked glass.
Now, whatever it is, it's playing a little trumpet.
Well, it is the music room. He's got to practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
Okay, let me check that.
Sheet music. It's handwritten.
That's a lot of notes. Looks pretty difficult.
Probably while they're on the floor.
In frustration.
1 old wooden bookcase.
Yep.
25 dry old books.
Mm-hmm.
4 lit candles.
No, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Am I the only one seeing the problem?
No, I see it too.
That's just daylight, right?
It's really hard to tell.
What else would it be?
loot with the broken glass, because she spends a lot of time in this room, so what's...
Don't look at me. I didn't break it.
Does anybody else use the music room?
Yes. I don't know who, but I can tell when somebody else has touched the piano.
So someone's touched the piano recently. I don't know.
It was my mother's originally.
So, why is it up in Flora's room?
She just gets the most use out of it. Freya would borrow it too sometimes.
Makes sense.
Does this belong to you, Poppy?
Now that's not really my style, is it?
But who else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody?
Sure. But that photo shows you using the rip photo.
Oh, you've been to the greenhouse? What did you think?
Impressive, I guess. But kind of unsettling, with Fitz lurking in the shadows the whole time.
Yeah, he does that.
Okay. I don't know if there's anything else we need to see or show. So let's go to Fitz and ask him a few questions. Oh, Sean. Hey, big guy, what's up?
Wait, those are mine, the earmuffs. They went missing about a week ago.
What do you need earmuffs for?
I use them for gardening sometimes.
Why? You don't own a chainsaw, do you?
No. I wear them while I'm gardening, and it stops people from trying to talk to me.
That's genius.
That's great.
Any idea who this is?
No idea.
Sure you do. But yeah, weird earmuffs out public. We don't want people talking to you.
We found these up in the rooftop garden. Do you know how long they've been there?
No, it could have been a long time. We don't ever really clear up the rooftop garden.
Why not?
Nature is unruly. In truth, it prefers to be left alone.
Yeah, I feel you. What's with the fruit?
This is a good example of how things work. I mix that soil here in the greenhouse. It's made with water from the lake.
And it makes the fruit grow all shiny and gem-stony.
Sometimes. You never really know what's going to happen.
And what do you do with this shiny, inedible fruit?
You look at it.
I wonder if you could sell that. You could probably sell that for quite a bit of money, actually.
This is yours, Fitz?
Yeah.
Do you use it?
I keep all my tools in the greenhouse.
That wasn't what she asked.
It answered the question, though. No, he doesn't use it. I don't know if anything else is really relevant, but
What's with the broken glass?
yeah. Let me try.
That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
There we go. And grab it.
That belongs to Poppy.
So why is it up in Flora's tower?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I think that's everything for now. Yo, what's up? Alrighty, what do you think about these two?
I'll say this. He's well suited to physical labor.
That's a nice way to put it.
Fitz spends most of his time alone in the greenhouse. But I heard he's been breeding experimental flowers. In secret.
Whoa, scandal.
I just wonder if he's getting restless.
Promoter? No, I'm just kidding. Doesn't seem like he's hiding it.
Poppy has remarkable musical talent. She could be famous, wealthy even, if she wanted to.
She'd probably have to leave Tangle Tower first.
Quite.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't been watching anything. Aside from the photo, I think everything else.
Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
No?
No.
So matter of factly.
This belongs to you, Hawkshaw?
Correct.
And, what is it?
It's my handheld microscope for up-close investigation work.
What do you magnify with it?
Trace particles, dust, oils, clothing fibers.
Have you used it here at Tangle Tower?
I have. I used it to examine the greenhouse only 2 days ago.
What were you looking for?
That is between myself and my client.
But Fitz said you never examined the greenhouse. Huh. Even said that he could tell, so it's possible that maybe she's lying. It's either her or Fitz. For whatever reason.
You got it open. I'm impressed. I managed it myself yesterday. I thought Flora might be hiding something in there.
It was empty yesterday, too.
It was. Perhaps it's always been empty. I believe that was in Flora's room yesterday, but it was not cracked when I saw it last.
Okay. So something cracked. Interesting. What about the gramophone?
A somewhat cumbersome device, and an altogether inefficient way to listen to music.
What kind of music do you like, Hawkshaw?
I like anything.
What a cop-out.
I agree. Ah, come on, you don't listen to death metal? Looks like you listen to death metal. Or something like that. What do you think she listens to? Okay, yeah, talk to Fifi about her diary. Yo, Fifi, what's up? And about the other part of the photo, too.
Name, Fitzfellow. Age, 24. Profession, cryptobotanist. Likes soil, dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist? I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
Do you and Fitz not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. He's well over 6 foot and you've got to be just barely 5.
So, what's your problem with him?
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife. Name, Poppy Pointer. Age, 19. Profession, Apparently Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had of course originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
I like that. I would do that too. Detective Boxer.
Name, Hawkshaw. Age, unknown. Profession, private detective. Likes, quote, being left alone. Dislikes, quote, being constantly badgered by a weirdo nerd with a clipboard.
Oh, you just now realize that?
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
I forgot that was her response to that. Like, can you imagine somebody showed you a photograph or something and you're just like, oh boy. Should tell us a little bit, yes. Maybe you can tell us about the power plant here, Poppy.
The fruit here has a unique chemical makeup. It makes them completely pointless. Unless you wish to cut it down and sell it as a precious stone.
It's not edible.
Depends.
On what?
On the structural integrity of your teeth.
Okay, no. Okay, looks like we're reaching an hour and 30 minutes, so I'm probably going to take a quick, like, 5 or so minute break. So we'll be back soon with more Tangle. Let me see if I can. Alrighty, we're back with more Tangle Tower. Okay, so we were in the process of showing Fifi her own diary. So that's what you do.
A book. My book.
And what's in it?
Pages.
I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect? I don't know if anything else would be. Maybe the small lens codes.
This belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
No, I don't think so.
Who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
It's a telescope.
Oh, yes. It has a telescopic lens. It can only be used for looking at things that are far away.
Okay, because that's interesting. Because Detective Hawkshaw says she uses it to look at things up close, and she also lied about potentially going to the greenhouse, or at least we think she lied about going to the greenhouse. So that's 2 for 2 on Hawkshaw. Unless Fifi's lying, but why would she lie about that? It makes no sense. She's definitely not the type to lie about something like that. Given inaccurate information just doesn't seem like her. Alrighty. Don't know of anything else. I'm gonna show
What a mess. Penelope should tidy up after herself.
These weren't dropped by Penny. They were dropped by birds, I think.
My argument stands.
all birds everywhere.
An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
They really need to talk. Like they just need to open up and talk to each other. But neither of them are willing.
Is she laughing?
I love it when she's just like and whenever you show something to her. I mean, it's for a reason. It's just so funny to me.
Why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
What makes you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives in the music room. Who else would it be?
Okay.
There's something about that diary we found in Fifi's room. Something suspicious.
Well, we can
Let's
always
ask her
one
about
more.
it.
Yeah. Well, I haven't examined this place. I'm just looking. Okay.
Is this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10
So, there are secrets written in here?
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
It's somebody else's diary. It's Fifi's diary, and she has written it. It's not a diary at all. I mean, even if you get this wrong, you can just go back. It's pretty simple. It's not. Is it? I don't think it's somebody else's diary. It's Fifi's diary, and she has written it.
It's Fifi's diary, and she has written in it.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
Oh, you can toss it out. But...
It's not a diary at all.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
Oh, it's somebody
This
else's
particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
diary. Didn't get it first try.
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
Oh, it's because of the photo. Okay. Right. And she's holding it in her hand. It's Freya's diary. Yeah, exact same one.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Ready? The blue book is somewhat similar to... Come on. There's a slight lag. It's not much, but we can make this a little difficult. This blue book is the same thing as what's it inside? It is the opposite of. I think it might be. It's the same thing as. Okay. Go back up. The Secret Diary. It was lost by Fifi. No, it wasn't lost. So it shouldn't be in the photograph. No. Which proves it wrong. Freya. Yep.
This blue book is the same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
Maybe there was something in it, or you possibly just didn't want people prying into Freya's privacy. You're a lawyer. Let me see. Sheet music, personal secrets, Fifi. I think it's Fifi didn't want anyone to learn about Freya's personal secrets. Or Freya didn't want anyone to know about her personal secrets. Didn't want anyone to see. Thought wasn't destroyed. Was always suspicious of. Didn't know the. Okay. I think Fifi didn't want anyone to see. Personal secrets inside the diary. That's what I'm thinking. Buried in the garden. Within the library book. Kept in her bedroom. Freya's diary, yep. Fifi didn't want anyone to see the personal secrets hidden within Freya's diary.
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something...
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
Might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
Alright, Fifi unlocked the diary.
Finally. What's in there?
Okay, Secret Diary. It's back, in the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. Soul Barrow works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now. Need 2 more. Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple compared to the heart I saw them. All 5. Eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company. Huh. Ominous. It's like Sam in the library.
It's an illustrated book about birds.
It's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving.
The hand of God is guiding us. Bird book. The ink dip is a remarkably intelligent bird with a very long lifespan, even among avian mystids. Other birds are often aggressive towards it, and the ink dip lives most of its life alone. That's so sad. It has particular feeding habits and usually only eats the seeds of the tantum Mika Maka pictured. Oh, and just some bats. A little feather. Look familiar. Ready.
Books about geography.
Skip.
Really, I was never good at anything math related or anything like that.
Books about insects.
Well, theoretically. There's not a single book on that shelf.
Huh.
Wonder where they all went.
Books about space.
They're relatively untouched.
Books about space, but they're untouched. Interesting.
Books about ancient history, I think.
These books are ancient history. I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to pick them up.
Good excuse.
Thanks.
Good excuse to not learn. Those learnings for suckers.
Books
Maybe I
about
should-
geography.
I should have this back a little bit. I'm going into the rebel up.
Skip. Is that a snow globe?
Of sorts.
Let's look. Oh, it's of Tangle Tower. You make a nice gift.
Hey, look at that. It's a model of Tangle Tower. There's the lake and those weird mountains. What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing souvenir.
Exactly. Cool, right? Also, the thing about my banner is I have like a new donator. I don't actually have any of the donation kind of stuff up. Not yet. I mean, I have just recently got started, so yeah, I'm just keeping that up just in case. I mean, it came with the banner, so yeah, I didn't make this myself, if you can probably tell.
Sure. Why not build a science lab in the corner of the library?
The search for new knowledge. The archiving of old knowledge. It's downright poetic.
Yeah. Well, she had to set it up somewhere. I mean, her room, but at the same time, like, this is just very convenient.
What's in those bottles?
Science.
I'm not sure.
Careful, it might blind you.
Soil samples?
Books about birds.
The shelves are about half empty.
Oh, so you're a the shelves are half empty kind of person.
You knew this already.
It's obvious.
Books about nature?
Nature. I would love you more if you just didn't have insects. I'm not a big insect person. Ready. There are some people we haven't met yet, and some places in Tangle Tower we haven't gone to yet. So let's go there. Oh, no. Her design. Her design is really good.
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
I mean, all these designs are good, but still. Hers really fits her.
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! In that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
What color's your hair, though? Like, do you have, like, black and red hair? He was like a pure redhead, like in The Secret of the Swamp. His first actual appearance, though, was in a Flash game, and his hair was more brown in that one. So his hair has like been changing shades. Like he's almost like a bright redhead in this one.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
Sure. Yeah.
Alrighty, about yourself. You seem like you could chat a bit about that.
20-something, Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all of my friends are birds.
Travel? Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz. He's not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitz Fellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our 2 families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there, crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That, and he has a great deal of work to do every day, watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course, and they often do. But I think they just like the company. As do I.
There's a little bit of sadness in those last few statements.
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the Fellow Tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too, standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
That face, she looks so annoyed. After giving them statement.
Oh,
Whoop,
just
my bad.
beautiful. What is it?
Whoop, whoop. Didn't mean to click on it. Didn't mean to click on it. Okay, let's get it over. Okay, we're good. Cool. Alrighty.
A fellow bird enthusiast. She's quite the expert, truth be told. Studied them professionally at one point. I think her father taught her.
Are you friends with Flora?
A little bit.
A little bit friends.
She's one for the peace and quiet. I dare say I'm a little too loud for her.
I can see that.
I do admire her, though, really. Always felt like she could have done better than settle for Felix.
Ouch.
I said it.
Oh, and she doesn't regret it. She knows what she said. I always find that dialogue funny. Also, a little bit on the true side. Although Felix doesn't seem like necessarily a bad guy or anything like that.
I must say, I really don't care for the den of self-delusion that he's retreated into. People are better off when they just let themselves be themselves. Between you and me, I think Felix is secretly rather miserable.
Yeah, he seems to be.
She mostly ignores me, if I'm honest.
How come?
Well, we're not quite on the same intellectual level.
Oh. you don't need to.
No, it's quite all right. I'm comfortable with it.
I mean, she's not an idiot. She comes across that way, but I don't think she is.
She's a most unsavory little... She was incredibly rude about my appearance.
Which part? The giant bird arms, or...
If I were her, I'd go easy on the judgment of others. I mean, look at her. She looks like the ghost of a scarecrow.
Can't argue with that.
I just wish Uncle Pointer would tell her to behave herself.
Professor Pointer? Why him?
Oh, it was Uncle that called her in. She's his responsibility. Did you not know that?
Oh. I see.
She'd sit in the aviary, first thing in the morning, and paint the birds. Sometimes she'd ask me their names.
Freya was interested in studying bird species too?
No, just wanted to know their names. Isabelle, Clementine, Myrtle, Lysandre, Genevieve.
Got it, thanks.
For my 21st birthday, she gave me a framed painting. All the birds from a single spring, with their names written underneath. I can't begin to tell you how much I've treasured it.
Sounds like you two were close.
I feel like I always struggled to articulate my admiration for her, but she had a way of understanding unspoken things.
It makes me so sad whenever I hear anybody talking about Freya, because she seemed like such an interesting person, and everyone seemed to really like her. I always find it sadder when the person who dies is someone that people either admired or just didn't deserve it. Like, nobody deserves to be murdered necessarily, but you know what I mean. Like, it's easy for murder mysteries to make, like, the person who got killed be, like, an ass or something like that, be, like, the worst kind of person, because it makes the motive pretty easy for everyone. Like, basically anybody would have wanted to kill him. So, of course, that makes things kind of interesting. It's also just kind of easy for mystery writers to do that as, like, a motive. But it's definitely far more tragic when the person who was murdered was someone who everyone really liked. And I don't know why, like, again, there's just a tragedy to it. Sorry. I'm getting a little mixed up here.
Isn't he strapping?
He is big.
And so brooding.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda sulky, yeah.
I can never tell what's going on in that beautiful head of his.
It just sounds like you don't know him very well.
I don't remember asking for your input.
I love how blunt he is.
Oh, she's beautiful. Who is she? Wait, is that me?
It looks like they regretted that.
Oh, did you talk to Poppy already?
Yeah, a little bit.
And did you make any notes of what she told you?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely. Burn them. It'll all be lies.
Why would Poppy lie to us?
Because that's what she does. She's a snake. Looks like one, too.
Don't you think you're being a little unfair, Penny?
She started it.
Ow. Jeez, poor Poppy. Look, birds. Know anything about this?
Somebody taking an interest in extinct animals.
Extinct.
Oh, yes. The book is very old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird, though? The ink dip.
This one was thought to be extinct for a long time. Then one was found here at Tangle Tower.
So it's not extinct.
You misunderstand. It was the last one. The very last.
Oh.
There used to be all kinds of birds here at Tangle Tower. The most fascinating breeds, all totally unique.
Used to be? There are birds all over the place.
Most of them are rather ordinary, I'm afraid.
What happened to the non-ordinary ones?
That is a very good question. I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling, don't you think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an inescapably haunting presence, bless her. I know a lot of people rather like this painting, but it's a little much for me. I find it overbearing. And for some reason, it makes me feel bad for Freya. I think she was more troubled than we knew.
Yeah. She seemed like the type of person that would kind of keep things kind of close to her chest and not really reveal them. Probably the reason why she had a diary even to begin with.
Oh, did Fitz show you that?
Not exactly.
We found it hidden under his bed.
Ah, right.
She probably doesn't like that.
Ooh, delightful. More of a gemstone than a fruit, isn't it?
Inedible, too, I think.
Yes. At one point, I thought Fitz might be growing them to sell them. But honestly, I think he just likes the way they look.
Honestly, if you get a different outcome every time, it would actually be kind of interesting just to see what you could get. Please tell me. I don't know if there's anything else to show.
Lovely.
Yeah,
I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is? In the photo?
Oh, absolutely no idea.
It's like the worst guarded secret.
Freya was very talented, even at that age.
Do you know how old this photo is?
Not sure. Must be a couple of years at least. Sometime before Fiona settled on her current style.
Why did you have to say that like so badly, like her current style? It's like, what's the matter with you?
We can get into Penny's room now.
Now, like, right now?
Sure. I can always come back. Short girls. Alright, time to get through the room.
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds? Nope.
Okay.
They're wooden.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
Okay, so the trick here is to think of it as a family tree kind of thing, but the colors really matter. So I think you're supposed to think of it like what colors you mix together to get what. So you mix. Let me see. I'll probably have to look this up since I can't remember it off the top of my head. I know like the solution to the puzzle. It's just mixing of the colors. colors. Third color goes red, yellow, blue. Mix to make the brown. That would be exactly right above the other snooping. Sorry, I'm not really talking. Yeah, I'm trying to look back and forth between these. It's all about knowing what colors you mix together to get what. Okay, so yellow and blue mixed together in order to get green. And let me see. If you mix a lighter light with a dark green, you get this lighter shade of green, almost a mint kind of color. And if you mix that with red, then you get brown. Okay, I think I got it. Let's see.
Got it.
Yes!
I'm impressed. Did the door open? What's in there?
Crumpled paper, a ripped piece of paper crumpled into a ball, red flower petals were found inside. A message is angrily scrawled into the paper. Now I'll get her. Oh, that's ominous. Get who? Exactly.
That's some flower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
Yeah. Potted flower, a brightly colored flower with an unusual shape. It looks very healthy and well looked after. The soil in the pot looks fresh and moist. It's also an unusual blue color. It looks like penny. How sweet.
A little tea set. Looks recently used.
One of the cups has tea in it.
Yep.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
So careful not to spill the tea. We don't want some drama going on.
A little bedtime reading?
Let's see. Romance novels, detective novels, and
What?
Ooh, something scandalous.
this one appears to be both.
Detective romance novel.
Nice.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
I mean, she said she liked to travel.
That's a big window.
Nice observation.
Looks like nature invited itself in. Rude.
What does she do? She wants to close the window. Also, insects probably get in a lot. She doesn't seem like the type to like insects. Let's ask her about some things, because those are very ominous vibes.
Yes, it's my, my flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it?
Between you and me, I think it's a little vulgar.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you, Detective. I feel you.
That's rather strange now, isn't it?
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope. You'd hidden it, but we found it.
We do that.
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
I could probably figure those out.
Poppy's gramophone. She's had it for a long time. As a young child, she'd call it her mama phone, on account of it belonging to her mother.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable.
Oh boy.
How terrible.
You recognize it?
The color scheme. 3 different pinks. Obscene.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't really like that garish pink myself.
There's something about the report of Fitz going up Pointer Tower. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
Oh, right. Suspicious.
So, Fitz, I have a report that you were seen sneaking up Pointer Tower. Holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't sneak. Was it Fifi who told you this?
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken. Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye lens thing.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Fifi lied about seeing Fritz. Fifi definitely saw Fritz holding a knife. No, Fifi did see Fritz, but he was holding something else.
Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something else.
So, if it wasn't a knife, what was it?
It was this ornate trowel.
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
Sure. Sure, yeah. It's the only thing that can destroy. A single feather is the only thing that can destroy Penny. Or Poppy. Or Fitz, that'd be hilarious. Okay. Come on. There we go. Okay, it's part of a matching set with. It is used by Fritz to cut. No. It's used by Fitz to look after. Yep. An ornate trowel. Oop, beep, beep. Come on. Yeah, back over. That's how you can move. An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after potted flower and Penny's room. Because he worked hard on that. He just wanted to die, obviously. It's just sad that the person he gave it to doesn't care much for it. It's so sad.
An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's room.
That flower.
Yes.
I've never seen it before.
Sure.
We need a clue to compare to that flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
Maybe the potted fruit? unique blue soil. Yep. The fruit is inevitable that has some value as a precious mineral. Yeah, it's the blue soil.
Let's take a closer look at these.
Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. The pot and soil. In Freya's room. Okay. Yep. Pot and soil found in the garden is different from in Flora's room. No, not Flora. Penny. Dark Eye Penny. It's replaced by Penny's room. Matches the pot and soil. I bought for lunch. So that way I can eat the soil. Found in Fritz's greenhouse.
The pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse. Let me guess. Penny's flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz. There's no way it's a coincidence.
No way what's a coincidence.
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
It took me a long time to breed. I wanted the colors to be exactly right.
That's some gift.
Turns out Penny isn't particularly interested in looking after plants. So I go into her room every now and again when she's not there. Water the flower, change the soil, just trying to keep it alive.
Oh boy. Fitz definitely deserves better, especially after all the effort he went into. We got one more person that we need to meet, and then afterwards we got, I think, most of the puzzle. Oh, and we need to check out the bakery because I think we examined things there.
My little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
Isn't it?
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle. I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
How do you get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
That takes talent.
They're bird cages. But the birds are coming and going freely.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
As a literary student, I am contractually obligated to look and see metaphors in literally everything.
Bird diagrams. Hand painted.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably the ones that Freya painted for Penny.
An especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Oh. 3 brightly colored birds in a heavy ornate cage. Those little cranes. I think we can talk to Penny about it.
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you. Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all 3 of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? He's just my hat. He doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
Weird. Okay. we can go up to the last part of the tower, so that way everything's explored. And then afterwards we can figure things out. Meet the last member of Tangle Tower, the professor.
Shh, listen, do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering. So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance.
His hair, like, I don't know what his hair is. It's like such a weird shape. Gives him a particular look, though.
We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Yep.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Sure.
Helpful.
So, what about yourself?
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And, of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh, no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Yep.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh, dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return, nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the Cosmos I say hi.
Yeah.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
Alrighty, let's hear about that little fate.
I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
Yeah, but somebody was still dead.
A listless soul drifting through the ether.
What's wrong with her?
Not sure. She's always been troubled. Comes from a dysfunctional family. I'd say you could ask her about it, but I think you might find that to be a bit of a dead end.
Oh.
He should learn to make the most of his lot in life. And he does have a lot in life.
You're talking about money?
Among other things, but yes, he currently has agency over a small fortune. That is, if he hasn't already squandered it or lost it.
You two don't get on?
Oh no, we're the best of friends.
Oh boy, yeah, he doesn't really like the fellows, as you can probably figure out.
Ah, yes, the heiress of Tangle Tower. Goodness knows what'll happen when she takes charge. I dare say she'll confiscate my telescope and replace it with a microscope.
She doesn't seem to be the type to impress her will on others.
Still, keep an eye on her. Dangerously intelligent, that one.
You sound jealous. Wait, are you two science rivals?
Oh no, we operate on very different wavelengths. Literally.
Yeah, I can tell.
Hard to read, that one, but she seems to know what she's doing.
She's kind of mean.
You know, I simply assumed all detectives were sharp, rigorous, and thorough. Then, of course, I met you.
Oh, burn. Poor Detective Rimore. He tries. He really tries. He's not bad at his job.
Nobody could deny her talent. She was remarkable, artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Was she ever interested in astronomy?
I don't think she was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to inspire her. But I think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth. My daughter loved her. Fiona, too. That said, in the last year or so, more and more I begun to notice her by herself, wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours. She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over. Quite a restless spirit, I think. I'm surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did.
She doesn't seem the most free out of anyone. It's also interesting because he doesn't get on with the fellows, but he also praises Freya. So that should probably tell you something about Freya.
What do you want me to say? He's the gardener.
He's a member of the family.
Yeah, but not the Pointer family.
What happened to his parents, do you know?
His father, Flint, is Felix's brother. Strange man. Don't think anybody knows what happened to him, but he certainly doesn't live here anymore.
What about his mother?
Emily? I've not met her. She never actually married into the fellow family. Her relationship with Flint was, it was short-lived.
Ooh. What do you have to say about yourself?
I don't especially want to talk about myself. Introspection often leads to vanity.
Wait, does it?
Why don't we discuss the moons of Jupiter instead?
I'm not sure if we have time. Aren't there like 10 of them?
83.
Yeah, we don't have time.
Yeah, no. I don't want to hear that either. I actually really do like space. I do wear a lot of galaxy-themed clothing, but even I would be like, okay, yeah, let's just go.
Ah, Penelope, our resident ornithologist.
Penny's your niece, is that right?
At this moment in time, until she marries the gardener.
She'll still be your niece.
But she'll depart from the world of the Pointers and join the Fellows. Like rats deserting a sinking ship.
That's harsh. Sheesh.
My puppy, my pride and joy. Exceptionally talented pianist from a young age. She... Hold on. Why is she on your list of suspects?
Because she's a suspect.
Oh, no. I can personally vouch for her innocence. She'd never... Well, the truth is, she loved Freya very dearly.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to Poppy's mother?
Primrose? She was Flora's sister, a Remington by birth. The playing field has never really been even since she left.
Where did she go?
Away. She went away.
Oh. Okay, so we've been going for 2 hours and 31 minutes. So I'm probably going to end the stream here. We've met all the members of Tangle Tower. We've gotten a few clues. We've gotten some suspicions out of the way. So yeah, probably have to wait until next time, whenever that is. Probably whenever I get some time. I'm just kind of doing this series sporadically, unlike Phoenix Wright, where I schedule it a bit more. I'm holding a Phoenix Wright live stream tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific time. So see you then. Bye.